Welcome to Kolorflow Conversations. Was you ready?
I'm ready.
I am Uakeisha, and this is
Tikisha.
And we are in April, which is spring, and it's been very cold and almost wintry here.
It is.
And I don't know, something I feel like is the eclipse thing is happening on
Today.
Is it today?
Mhm.
Why I thought it was Monday. It's today?
It's today.
Okay. Well, are you gonna watch it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I don't even know what time it's supposed to be.
I don't either. That's why I was going to ask you, did you know what time? Because I've been seeing a lot of people on social media talk about, are they going to watch it? You can't look at it
Can't
directly.
look at it because you're going to go blind.
Which is funny to me because with this eclipse thing, they are, when you be looking at the sun and the moon and stuff, people be like, oh, everything is like witchcraft, but God had created all of this.
All of it.
All of it. So
literally.
Yeah. So, it's I'm gonna find out what's happening. Maybe I'll watch it if I'm up, But we always watch our last episode, and this is April, and Sunday it will be 3 years that my mother has been with the Lord. And I was thinking about her all week because we doing some things intentionally, consecration like this week. And I have usually been sad about thinking about my mother's death, but I have not felt sad. And I'm grateful for that because I don't think she want me to be sad. I talked to my mama. And a lot of people we said this last time about angels and stuff. I talked to her out loud. And I believe
Because I often wonder, where do people think the angels come from? Like,
Yeah, I talked to her out loud, and I know she's my angel, well, one of them, watching over me. And when I think about like the day that she passed, I don't talk about it a lot, and I don't even know if I've ever told you this about how when the doctor called me and told me that they was going to need to put her on life support, and we had to make a decision if we wanted her to go on life support in that whole situation. Did I ever tell you that?
You did.
And when we walked in the hospital, I told you about that experience.
You did.
Okay, I can't remember because we don't really be talking.
But
yeah. I think about that often, about how we walked in the hospital, my sister, me, and my father that night, and because they had said that she only had a certain amount of time to live, and when we got there, they told us she had already gone. Yeah, and I think about her final moments a lot.
Being alone,
being by herself, and I had been with her like all through her sickness and helping take care of her and everything. And I think that's the one thing that bothers me about her passing. Like, I'm not bothered that she passed anymore because I know she's living a glorious life on the other side. I really believe that and know that. But her leaving here and feeling like she was alone, and the nurses tried to tell me she wasn't alone. We were with her. She wasn't alone. And I'm thinking, she don't know you.
Right.
She does not know you.
I was not here.
I wasn't here. And I think about that during that whole process, and I'm like, man, that's the only thing that I wish I was there to hold her hand. But I remember our last moment of seeing her, which was also through FaceTime because it was during COVID, well, towards the end of COVID, but the hospitals had went back to not letting people in. And she was very delirious, like in and out of it, in and out of it. And me and my sister was on the camera with her, and the nurse had the phone, this iPad or whatever, holding up to her. And I was like, Mama, I said, you're going to be okay. We're going to see you soon. And Carter, my nephew, was in the screen as well. And when we said, say hi to Carter, that's when she turned her head and looked at the screen. And she kind of raised her hand up, waving by. I think about that. Like, it's like she knew, and that gives me a little peace that we had that moment, but that I wasn't there with her. It bothers me, but I'm not letting it get me down this month. I'm celebrating her life. I think she lived a very happy life. And when I think about, I don't think she had any regrets. She got everything she wanted. She lived a soft life. She got everything she wanted. She had a husband that took care of her in all ways, how we talked about in the last episode. And I think that we have to come to terms with we all gonna leave here.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna all leave here, and it's about how you live on this side that matters. Because when you go on the other side, that's it. But we all gonna leave here, and I'm intentionally being joyful, celebrating her instead of being sad. Kind of how you were this about your mother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to how we would be like depressed or sad and just can't get out the bed and don't want to talk to nobody. Nah, I don't want nobody to call me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I still don't want nobody to call me. I'm praying for you. Just pray. I know today is rough. No, it's not. I still don't want that. But I just want to celebrate her life on that day, even though it's not her birthday. It's the day she left here. But I just not gonna be sad. I'm gonna remember the fun versie.
Do you think your spiritual journey got you here?
Absolutely. Because when I had my spiritual awakening, during that time, I was saying I was involved with a person that didn't believe in God. And I was always saying, man, my mother must have sent you. My mother must have sent you. Because it was always something that was related to how my mother, something she would say or do or something. And I'll be like, my mother, and I still believe my mother sent that person because I wouldn't have never got to this point if not for that. So the way I was thinking she sent that person was not the way it was being sent. And now I know that. So it's like, oh.
Y'all might want to rewind that part and listen to it again. I'm just saying. Just, go back a little bit and then get caught back up.
Because you're not going to get it unless you get it. Like, I was always saying that, like, oh man, this is so wonderful. My mother must have sent you. My mother must have sent you. My mother must have sent you. That's something my mother would say.
Mm-hmm.
My mother must have sent you until it was like, boom. Oh, everything changed from that point on. And it was like a complete, and I told you I couldn't describe the word at first that I felt, but when I thought of the word, it was cleanse. Like, man, you just don't feel no anger no more. I didn't feel any animosity anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel any, that's why I know she's my angel. Because I wasn't gonna get that by myself. I wasn't gonna get to this feeling that the authentic self by myself. She want me to be in heaven with her. I believe that. Like, I was on a path to, I don't know. I was a good person, but to be completely who I was supposed to be, that's why I believe in angels. That's why when I see angel numbers, I'm like, so giddy.
I'm cracking up.
And this morning what I was telling you about, I was going through, and I'm fussing on the way driving this morning, and then I look over, and there I see 222, and it was like, calm down. It's gonna be okay. It's I believe my mother is a part of that with God. It ain't taking God out of that because I believe in.
I like how you said that though, and I was telling the client yesterday because I always tell my clients to write this stuff down, but I never tell them why they writing it down, which I don't even know. So I was talking to her, and the example that you used was when you saw the 222, you felt calm. Like each time, it's not about let me run to Google and see what it means.
Yeah.
It's what does it mean for you in that moment?
What
were you thinking about? Because we could see that together on the way home and get excited and be like 222.
Yeah.
Where the other feeling was for you to calm down.
It was for me to calm down because I was on fire. I was so roared up, and it was like, calm down. Everything always works out. Everything gonna be all right. Why are you getting angry? And I was like, okay, let me just be quiet. And I was quiet from the rest of the ride. Because sometimes you just got to know when you're supposed to be obedient
Obedient.
to the spirit, what the spirit is telling you to do. And so I got quiet, like, okay. So I feel like my mother and her
And being
memory is part of
obedient
that.
doesn't equal to it's easy to do it.
No,
You can do
absolutely.
it crying and fighting all your way through, but you do it.
Girl, and I never forget, right after that spiritual awakening, you don't use the word awakening. I don't know what other word to use. I don't.
It's okay. It's just
I don't know.
I guess because I didn't feel like I was asleep.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe I was hiding behind.
I ain't gonna never forget that entire week. It was like every day I felt something. It was like, what is this feeling I'm feeling? It's a good feeling, but what is it? And I'll never forget, it was June. It was during my son's birthday last year. And the day after his birthday, I was driving to work, driving to my studio, and I pulled over, and like the Holy Spirit just came over me so much. I just broke down in tears. This had never happened to me before. And I was like, man, I knew then my life was never gonna be the same. It was never going to be the same. It was like, and I feel like my mother's spirit is a part of that. And if people don't believe that, because they be like, people be talking to their ancestors. Now, I talk to mine.
I talk to mine too.
I talk to my mama. I talk to my uncle who I gave the kidney to because I have a kidney in the ground that's buried. Some people may think that's spook. I talk to my uncle because I believe that they are angels that watch over me. So
it's just certain things I don't understand, and it's not, the forum right now, but it's just like we can talk to Jesus, but I can't say nothing to my deceased mom.
Or deceased grandmother.
Yeah.
But,
like I don't understand that, but I for
spirits are real.
Yeah,
whether they're
I
evil or
for
good.
sure. Yeah, talk to my mother.
Yeah.
I don't know if she be listening because she don't ever give me no signs that she listening, but I still talk to her.
Yeah.
I even tell her that I be mad because it's just like, hello.
Like, really? You gonna leave me here with all this crap?
Right. Talk to a sister. Talk to your daughter. But yes, I most definitely.
Yesterday, I was on looking on social media, and this young lady that I love with all my heart was. She said she had made a post about shadow work. Somebody had made a post, and she was all upset because they were like, she was like, I seen this person make a post saying shadow work, and I had to unfollow and delete them because I don't believe in that witchcraft stuff, and and I was like, man, if we only open our eyes to really understanding more about what things are, because that has nothing to do with witchcraft. I said I took a deep dive into my childhood, which is shadow work, to find out,
because it's all in the terminology.
It's a terminology. It's a term.
Yes, that's all it is. But because when you say shadow work, they want to put it to witchcraft.
Yeah, I'm like, people who call themselves witches probably do use the term because it's a term. But I said I took a deep dive into that because I was like, that's what helped me come to who I am now. Knowing what I want from my life, who I want in my life, who I don't want in my life. Everything. That's shadow work. And I was like, man. And I read the comments and I just kept on scrolling.
You got to face the dark side of you. Like you can't it's just not always light.
Everybody ain't got light. We all have a dark side.
Yes.
We all have a dark side. So I took a deep dive into my dark side and was like, man, that's how I knew I was the people pleaser. That's how I knew I wasn't my authentic self. That's how I knew this. And I was like, I just wish people be more open to just knowing that God don't come to everybody the same way, just like he didn't come to you because you wasn't the church girl. I was. He don't come to us the same way. And I was just like, man, it saddens me. But I'm like, I really believe that he really trying to get to people because it's like, come on, y'all, look at what's going on in this world. He taking us up out of here.
But even with me not being a church girl, I won't say that God didn't come to me. I just think that I truly believe that he's been coming to me my whole entire life. I just didn't realize it. And certain things that now I know were signals for me to use my intuition. Mm-hmm. I suppressed them because of things that were said to me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't feel like I had a moment, because I just feel like when my mother passed, I feel like, if anything, that was my moment, because over the years with me connecting and talking to her, it was clear to me every day, like, this voice that I've been hearing, that's been God signaling and telling me things all along.
Yeah.
And that motherly side of me, like saying things to my family and friends, just as simple as me calling you the other day and you like, I was just thinking about you. Because I'm like, nothing is a coincidence.
No, nothing is a coincidence. And
we don't call each other. We've said that repeatedly.
When I see you calling me, I know you specifically want to tell me something.
Yes.
And the same. If you FaceTiming me, I'm like,
It's
this
like,
really, yeah, so let me
drop.
stop. like she needs to talk to me right now. I was like, let me talk to her right now. And so, we don't, I don't even call you and be like, I'm on my way. I just show up. But I just wish people was more open to.
I wish people were more open to so many
open-minded
things. Yes.
Open-minded. Like, God really the way he using us and how he's showing up. And I was like, that's what showed me that, okay, it would be confirmation for me that I'm not doing anything wrong. That I'm not saying anything wrong. And if I say something wrong, he protects me from it turning into a disaster.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
especially with doing this podcast, we posting whatever we being said, and sometimes it's just like, oh, did I say that? I didn't mean it like that, or how is it interpreted? And not even from a people pleasing thing, but just understanding our language. Just like you had said about the red flag. Yeah. I didn't catch it because I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah, but I went back
easily in the world that could be twisted and turned, and then you be what they call them, a meme. Right. And it's just like, no. So God is protecting. He put it right on your spirit. No, let me correct
it, because I do not ignore red flags. I stop them at the, and that's what, like we said, with friends, men, jobs, whatever it is. Yeah, because it's a red flag in everything.
Yeah, it is.
But a lot of us only believe in the red flags that we've been taught, grown up to believe. We don't believe in other red flags or other things. But I had to tell my little cousin, because she got upset about the shadow work post, and I was like, girl, because I said, you don't have to get mad about that, because shadow work is, we understand it in a different way. I said, because just like they say witches use shadow work, there are preachers who use the Bible and they evil. Pastors, deacons, trustees that use the Bible and they have a dark side. I said, you got to learn how to ignore everything. Everything doesn't have to be a comment. I look over so much stuff that I just be like, you know what?
Everything doesn't have to be a comment. And I look over a lot of things too, because I've seen like the lady who won the lottery, and I think she ended up for 90,000. Maybe she only got 64, and they were saying she quit her job. So people were bashing her
because she quit her job.
Because she quit her job, and I'm thinking, I netted more than that, and I don't have a job now, and don't know where my money's coming from. But I know, because I'm breathing on this earth, our existence makes money.
Yeah.
So if I got that, I would be like, oh, okay, I'm set too.
And first of all, she probably was like, I don't like this job. So this will give me some,
exactly. This
comfort.
Could give her a stepping stone into whatever she want to do. Career
is. But we
don't know what's going on in her head.
Yeah.
And when it's to go to something that you hate, power to y'all that want to do that.
Yeah. I wouldn't think nothing twice.
Because I didn't think nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And somebody had used the term work for retirement, and I was like, ooh,
no.
What is your life like?
What, baby? No. I was telling a friend about yesterday about me. My daughter she been booming with clients. doing lashes and stuff. She got her first makeup client coming up this Saturday. And I was like,
Listen,
yeah.
and she even was just like, you get your lashes done?
She-
Like, she knew how to hustle and she was not afraid.
Yeah, she is doing it. And I was telling him that I was like, yeah, he was like, so would she plan on doing it? I said, I don't know, but if she want to do this business is gonna be turned over to her. She already got everything set up. The name, the studio. But he was like, and then what you gonna do? I said, nothing. Retire.
Whatever I want.
Whatever I want to do. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, what you think what I'm going to do? I'm going to be on the beach. And we got to get out of this mentality that we have to work 30, 40, 50 years for the man and that's going to take care of us, because it's not. I'm not about to work to live and die.
No. It took me a very long time to realize that. But
them bills is gonna be here when we leave.
I want to live my life.
Girl, listen.
I want to live my life. And I'm not saying people who don't work in corporate America don't know how to live their life, because we know it's CEOs and people even under that doing that. Mm-hmm. But the life that I envision for me,
it ain't that.
It's not that.
It's not that.
It's not that.
And our vision that we have for our life, it's not even the same. But we just know that I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
But I want my freedom, flexibility. And I thought that it was great with me being flexible for having that 6 to 2. But to just wake up when my body wants. My sleep pattern already is 3-4 hours a night. So to not have to work around that, knowing that I'm tired because I didn't sleep.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, my mother's my angel. Everything that's happened in my life from last year, June, almost a year ago to now, has just been blessing. You know what I mean? And not that it's been perfect. There's been some moments, like I told you, this morning I was pissed off. But then I get the memory and I look to my right, I'm like, oh, okay, you're right.
And it's just not gonna be perfect.
Nah.
But we can't, what is that? Mount out of a molehill. That's
make
what,
a mountain out of a molehill.
We can't do that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I want everybody around me in our life and our friends and family and people close to us to just live a blessed, beautiful life. Absolutely. And blessed don't always mean financial. And that's why when people talked about the lady with the lottery, I'm like, y'all don't know what that lady life is like. Mm-hmm. That thing probably was like, she probably like $60,000 to carry me for a year.
Listen,
because some people,
I'm gonna tell you how it could carry me for real. Yeah, because things that I used to do. Yeah. Run into that mall. Yeah. I'm not doing that. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
You just okay. You just change your habits.
I might spend it on, I might take a vacation. Yeah. But changing my habits.
Change your habits. Because all of us got habits.
Yeah.
Change your habits and you'll be surprised how you can live. Yeah. I said, that lady, you talking about that lady got 60,000 out of 90. She probably like, I'm gonna pay up my mortgage or rent for a year. I mean, do this, but she probably had a whole plan of people putting their judgment on. Girl, please.
We judge so much. Oh my goodness. Everything. Judge and a jury.
We can't help it. We can't. We're never pleased.
Because I judge. Yeah. And mine comes from stuff like that. Like, I judge when you don't process things like me, because logically it's just like, that's her money. Yeah. If she wanted to quit her job, whatever her reasons is,
that's her business.
It's her life.
That's her business. Yeah. It's that every day we see judgment. Every day. In our families and friends, we see judgment. In celebrity lives, we see judgment. In church, you see judgment. Everything.
Every aspect.
And he said, judge not, that ye be judged. But we can't help it.
Every aspect.
I try not to judge people because I recognize it now. Before I didn't recognize it. I really recognize it now. So I try not to judge people in the same way when you would say something to me and I'd be like, oh, for real? Okay. And then something else, somebody would be like, You doing that? That's your life. You know how to work it out. You know, with my children, I try not to judge. If something they put on, I'll be looking like, you wearing that? Okay. You know, I try anything. I'm trying not to judge. Trying. It ain't always happening. Because it's just, we flesh, we just going to do that.
And I think situations like that is just like the be yourself. Like you will,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas I'll never forget. I was going to see Beyoncé. And I had my little tank top on. I knew I was cute. My mother said, you look like a tramp.
Oh.
In that moment, it could have broke me down. But my vibe was so high that I was just like, well, call me a tramp. And I wore that shit to the concert because I really felt like I was that girl.
Yeah. Beyonce. She get judged a lot.
And it might have been too much because it was all lace. You could see my bra. Let me be specific while I'm saying but it was cute.
Yeah. You said Beyonce. It made me think because her Cowboy Carter.
I haven't listened to it yet. I got to listen to it.
I've listened to it.
I want you to do a rap album for me, please.
I think her next one is going to be, I'm totally off the wall with this. I think it's going to be rock and gospel. I think it's going to be a combination of both. And I said, talking about judging, I said, people be dogging this lady. Ooh, they dog her. Well, they dog all celebrities, but she get dogged on another level.
Yeah.
And for her to move in silence, because that project was made 5 years ago. For her to move in silence and live her life in a way that I don't care what anybody say about me. I know what y'all say about me. And she may cry in secret at home.
That's why I'm like, if she does care, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. And she just keep getting elevated and elevated and elevated. And people are like, she's a witch. She's this. She's that. I'm like,
I've come to terms with, for me, that it's not going to matter what you call me. It's not going to matter what you call me.
Yeah.
I used to get caught up in that with certain like hoodoo practices that I've adapted, where it's just like, are you going to call me a witch? But that's what you want to call me. I've been called it with the B first. So if that's what you want to call me, say whatever. Say whatever. So I've learned to have to put a shield on
what people call
people with that. And I've always admired that about her, is that like, what in the beginning, like the Destiny's Child, then a little bit of promo, then it was just, I'm disconnecting from y'all.
Yeah. I mean, and even with the elevator scene when they had we still don't know what everybody is still assuming that even speculating that Lemonade was about him cheating on her. And I think that they just know how to maximize what people say about them. I honestly believe that. I believe that.
I love Lemonade.
Yeah, I believe that they know how to. Because right after Lemonade, what did he make? Was it 444?
I think that's when they did the 444.
Yeah, 444. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, maybe he did do something, but they maximized on that. Listen, they maximized on that, and they move in complete silence and support each other. And you don't never know what's going on till she drop it. And once she drop it, it's dropped. No promo, no nothing. I was like, she Virgo, like me.
Like you, my sister sign. You're Virgo. The Pisces and the Virgo, right?
Yeah. I said she a Virgo like me. So
but you for sure move in silence. I done talked about that plenty of times. Like,
and it don't be when I move in silence. I will say this: I don't plan to move in silence. I just don't say nothing because people probably don't know this about me. I'm very observant. Even though I talk a lot and I'm very social, I'm always paying attention. I am always paying attention to what's going on around me, what's being said, conversations over here, somebody's actions. I can see, I told you, I know people who probably think that they think that they like me, but I know that they don't. I know it. And it don't bother me. And I can move in silence until that person drop out of my life. And I'm okay with that. So moving in silence is not just your plan or what you're gonna do with business, because people go in there, you wait till y'all see my next move or whatever. And it's always about moving in silence with business, or I'm moving in silence with everything.
Everything.
I don't tell nobody. When I got ready to do this podcast, I told you I had not told a soul until like the day before. My sister was the first person I called and said, "Me and Tikisha about to do a podcast."
Told you that's all I'm learning.
Yeah, because you have to protect, kind of like Beyonce. You have to protect yourself, even if nobody else, because nobody gonna take care of you like you.
No.
Nobody's gonna take care of you like you are.
No.
So things that be on my mind,
I think that that's the thing that I've had to learn.
Yeah.
That's what I think that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned since my mom passed away, to be honest with you.
Nobody's gonna take care of you like you.
Yeah, because before I was always conditioned to do whatever the right thing is. And you know, an older mentality, the right thing ain't always putting you first.
It's not. It's not always putting you first. And even in my moving in silence, I have not always put myself first. But as I've gotten older, it's levels to
use discernment on when to put yourself first. Yes. And I think I was living a life, a lot of times I was rarely putting myself first. And that has definitely elevated since my mom passed, where I'm just like, I ain't walking in no fog. Like, I see clearly.
I've seen clearly in different areas for a long time. Even as a young, I remember stuff clearly from maybe the age of 5 to now, just different scenarios that they're stuck in my head, which I think helped me move in silence. I think my mother moved in silence when it came to things she bought for her home, because you know how she was about her house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, and people probably would feel a certain way about that. You know, you didn't that, or you know, how any little thing. Just she was silent at church as a first lady. You don't see that a whole lot. I said that before. She didn't say nothing. Nothing until Women's Day in October. I always knew fourth Sunday in October was Women's Day. That was the only time she got up and would really talk. But she moved in silence. She didn't hang with a lot of people. She kept her faithful 2 or 3, and them 2 or 3 was mostly a sister and a niece. She didn't have no girlfriends. She didn't have that. So I probably got that lesson. I'm probably just thinking about that now, unbeknownst to me, from her, because she moved in silence. And silence is not, don't tell nobody your business. It's a difference.
Yes.
It's a difference with protecting yourself and telling people your business. It's a difference. I didn't tell people my business in my relationships or marriage because I wanted to portray that everything was fine. When I probably should have been saying something, and I probably would have been protected earlier than staying in longer than I was, because somebody probably could have helped me or that person and say, you know, y'all really ain't supposed to be together. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference in moving in silence and not telling people your business.
Exactly.
Now I know I move in silence to protect me, protect my children, to protect.
That's what I was gonna say too. Like, it's different reasons.
It's different reasons, and there's levels to it. Just like in healing.
Yes.
There's different levels to moving in silence. When something good happens, let's say something good happened for you. First thing you want to do is call somebody and say, "Oh my God, you know, no, I got this offer." What if the offer don't come through? And then you feeling disappointed. if you move in silence until everything happens
and it's all spread it out, you got all your ducks in
a
a
row,
row,
and your name is on the ink and all of that, then you can celebrate to the world. Nobody probably know I'm in a relationship until I'm married for a year.
And then the other part about that is sometimes you have that trusted person that you know. If I say this to,
yeah,
they ain't gonna say, or they're going to be, because a lot of it comes from the person ain't necessarily happy for you, and that's when you invite that energy in versus that person that you know, like, girl, I've been told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, you was waiting on it.
Yeah, you surprised?
Yeah, because I already knew.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like it's levels to that.
I love those people.
Me too.
I love those people.
I don't think that they get as many kudos and acknowledgments that they need, but those people are fire.
I love those people. That's like, girl, why are you surprised? I knew that was going to happen for you. I knew that was going to, or man, why you shy?
Yeah, why are you worried?
I love those people.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to become those people
for one another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Brothers and sisters, we all need to support. That's why you like in the healing process and want nobody know. I know won't nobody know for me. I already know. Like, it's probably gonna be like was that her out? Because I'm not gonna say nothing to a soul. I've waited for this for too long.
Mm-hmm.
I've been groomed into stepping into my divine feminine, that I'm not going to have conversations with people who I think are healed that may not be healed.
Yeah.
And tell me things, and I bring that, and I start thinking, no, I'm going to build my friendship in my own nakedness, and hopefully not hopefully, because God ain't going to bring them to me if he ain't ready.
What you just said.
So let me say this, because this is, I've been looking at your little lips, because I said little lips. I hate when black people do that. Do white people do that? Do y'all say little lips? Well, not little lips, but do y'all
this
put
this is the lipstick you gave me last week.
Oh, but it goes so good with the colors on your dress. I love it. But when I was thinking about this, I was thinking that broken crayons still color.
Broken crayons still color, baby.
So I know God is sending me my person, and when he comes, we still coloring. We both broken
for the rest of your life.
Yes, but we still coloring. We ain't running out. But I know, like I said, I'm gonna keep that because I want to build a genuine friendship and see what it is for me. So it'll be a like.
I was talking to this gentleman because I'm affiliated with this fine dining establishment, and this young man, he's like 27, and he's dating this young lady, and I think she's 23, and he was like, I feel like I'm just trying to impress her. I said, stop trying to impress her and just become her friend. And I started to explain to him why it's important for him not to impress her. I said, because impressions don't last.
No.
I said, that friendship is going to last. I said, if you show her you are authentically, it'll make it better. I said, and if she don't like who you are authentically, then you ain't wasted no time. And he was like, that makes so much sense. And I wish somebody had said that to me when I was 27. Because
that's a powerful.
He was like, he
it's
said,
not impression. That is powerful.
He was like, I'm trying to impress her and do that. I was like, stop trying to impress her and just be who you are. I'm like, that's what we want. We want you to be who you are, because when you step out of that, we like, oh my God, he mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know you're the man. I know you can take care of me on a financial level. I ain't even worried about that, but I want to see who you are as a person.
Who you are as a person.
Just and like you said, that leader, like, I got to see who you are to see if you can lead. If you fit all of those qualities that I'm looking for, that takes time.
Yeah. I told him, I was like, don't try to impress her. I said, because I've been impressed a lot.
Okay.
I've been impressed a lot. Give you 90 days and that impression is over. Because you're not who you are authentically.
And people try to impress in different ways. Sometimes it's gifts, new experiences. And this is my thing. Like we talked about the fine dining. I like to eat. I want to go to certain restaurants because that's just where I want to go. But not to be like you impressing me.
You're not impressing me. You're not.
Because this are standards.
This is who you are.
This is the minimum requirement for me to go to the restaurant. I might not always had that as a standard, but now I know.
Yeah. I can't remember which one. I was a love episode we was talking about, and I said, I'm not even trying to prove to you I'm a good person.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
When you meet me now, I know I'm a good person. I know how kind I am. I know what my heart is, but I'm not trying to prove it. I'm going to show it to you because I'm going to come to you as a friend. I ain't trying to impress you.
Yeah.
I ain't trying
to see me. It's how you see me. All tatted up.
And this is with friendship too. When new women meet me or new whatever meet me, I'm not trying to impress you.
Yeah. If you're embarrassed by my arm, then I don't know what to tell you because I'm going to have this mug out.
Right. Shoot, if you're embarrassed by anything with me,
so
it's going to be I am who I am. And I'm like, I love that now. And I believe, go back to my mother, I believe it was my mother's spirit that wanted me to bring that out. Because, you know what I'm saying? I really believe that. Like, Keisha, be who you are authentically. Be who you are for real. Don't try to please people. The only person you have to please, well, God is the spirit. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. But he the only one I got to please. Period. I don't have to please none of y'all.
Okay.
None of y'all. You know? And a friend gonna understand that.
Yeah. You know, that's the truth.
So I move in silence, and I know people, like you were saying, this was what I was about to say. You was like, you have different conversations with people that are healed. I do too. I can relate to that because you know when somebody in conversation is being authentic, you can discern that now when you then had your spiritual awakening. You could discern when somebody is healed and your conversation is different. Like the young man I was talking to, the conversation different. He was able to receive because I was like, God, I want you to, I could tell him, God wants you to be your authentic. And he was listening. He was like, you are so right. He was like, God does want me to be like that. And it was just an authentic conversation. You can have those conversations with people when they're healed, when they then gave their life completely, like, don't matter but God.
And you know, I hadn't really thought about that to a certain degree. I did, but I was telling my sister about something yesterday, and I was just like, I just get so frustrated, just in general with general repeat conversations I have with different women. And she was just like, that's because you process stuff differently.
Yeah.
But that's literally what
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, same
Because when she said that, I was just like, I guess you're right. I was just like, am I the boy? But it wasn't that.
It's not you,
it's
boy.
Not that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of times, I ain't gonna say a lot of times, most of the times, I don't just look at how I would react. I always try and think about the other person, especially if it's somebody I know, because if I'd have known you for over 30 some years, I should know certain characteristics about you. And I would know, just like you said, I ain't got to tell you that I'm a good person. I know your characteristics, that you are a good person. So this deceitful betrayal stuff, I'm going to be like, wait, no.
I don't think that me and you have ever had no conversation where I was like, girl, I'm about to get these boys.
It would be like, what? Like, just, no, unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? So I just really think people just should pay attention and listen a little bit more. That's all.
Listen, I'm just grateful that I'm here at this point in my life. That because if I had still been feeling like how I felt before, man, that's not a good feeling. And you be thinking that you healed and you good and whatever.
And then any little minor thing happen and you triggered.
And you triggered by it. Yeah. Stuff be flying off with me so quick now.
Some stuff I don't even notice it. You can throw me shade and I don't even notice it's shade. Because I'm so busy in my own little
in my own world. Girl, please.
My own world.
In my own world. So we gotta stop the judgment. We judgment in religion is huge right now. Judgment. I'd be listening to Ty Tribbett, how he trying to explain. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. I seen bits and pieces. I won't say.
He's so busy trying to explain to people what he was saying, and I'm like, sir, because I'm where you at, I knew exactly what you were saying, and it didn't bother me. But the people that bothered, they were triggered. They were like, because you stepped on their toe.
Because I remember, what did he say? Like, we are the church.
We are the church.
We are the church.
Yes, he was saying the church politics is whack. But we are the church. We not supposed to be whack because we the ones that's supposed to be spreading the. Yeah. I was like, sir, I was never offended by what you said. I got it. I grew up in church. I completely understand because I've seen the politics of it. I've seen, you name it, I've seen it. I've experienced it. I ain't even told you stuff I've experienced with, but I just feel so bad for him right now because he studied trying to explain it. And the same way I read the girl's comment about shadow work and kept it moving, I feel like he should be doing that. Like, sir, you made your comment. Certain people ain't gonna get it. Keep it moving.
And that's true. Certain people are not going to get it. We can't continuously try and explain something where we're defending or proving ourselves or whatever it is, because some people will just never understand. So if I'm not for you, I'm just not for you.
I'm not for you.
Just exit.
Yeah. Girl, please. I'm so glad I'm not closed-minded. Maybe that's what the word is.
That's a good word. Because just like I still read my Bible, I still read other cultures, beliefs and practices as well too. I don't think I could put me in a category.
The category I put me in is believer.
I like that.
I believe God.
I like that.
I say believer because everything about God, I believe it. I say I'm a believer. So I don't put myself in like churches had denominations and Baptists and all.
Yes.
I don't.
That's what I was just like.
I stopped that. I've been stopped that even before spiritual way. I was like, okay, I'm a believer. So if you ask me, what are you? I'm a believer. I believe God. What do you believe? I believe God. I believe what the Bible say. I believe God. I believe other practices and other religions do things that believers that believe God should be doing. Like Jehovah's Witnesses, they going door to door like, hey,
yeah,
we trying to tell you about, we ain't doing that. You got Muslims that pray 6 times a day and, fasting. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. They are strict about that. I believe that believers that believe God should be putting more time into, the practices that maybe other cultures and religions do about our God.
Yeah. My biggest thing for me was learning for myself.
Yeah.
I love listening to certain people, and I have this one devotion that I get every day, and it's even the titles from even seeing it's been in alignment with things that I have been thinking about. But at the end of the day, I want to read that passage and walk away with what I feel. Because when I leave here, that's something that my parents have always instilled in me, like, you going alone.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be about what nobody else said or how anybody else felt about you and those comments and the likes and none of that.
Yes.
It's just gonna be you.
Yes.
So because so-and-so told you to believe this, and you just believing it because they said it and you didn't ever take the time to understand it. Like, I don't want the cheat code. I ain't trying to get the answer off your paper.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand it for myself, so I can stand in my decisions. Or if somebody asks me why I do what I do, I can comfortably explain to you why I do what I do.
Yeah. Now that right there that you just said is for real. Because I'm gonna say we, because I don't want to talk about people. Because I'm sure I've done it too. We be treating people a certain way because our friend don't like this person, or we be doing this because our friend did it, or our family don't. And we doing that wrong, so wrong, so wrong. Because you got to be who you are for yourself. Your friend ain't going to heaven with you.
Right. Your friend is not going to heaven with you.
Your friend, the judgment we be feeling on people and doing things on people, you're going to be in that casket by yourself.
I don't want to make this a topic for real, but I want to say, like, I struggle with Easter because if we do the 3 days, like, it's supposed to start on Friday, right? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Why is we celebrating it on a Sunday? Is my 3-day calculation wrong? Do I do it differently with that? But wait, then why is 1 year it's the end of April and another one is? Because you know what? No matter what, it's based on
the moon or something.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Which is something spiritual. Which is what because Christmas is always December 25th. That date don't change. The Easter date changes. Because,
so it's just like, in my brain, like, I have a vivid imagination and sometimes they go on overload. So I can be in a rabbit hole without even searching up nothing.
Yeah.
Because my brain will keep going. Because it was just like, we went to Chicago last week and I said, Kaylee, God created Adam and Eve. But where did dinosaurs come from?
Girl. They was part of the animals.
Kaylee was just like, TT.
You be thinking about stuff. I be thinking
my brain be like,
I be thinking about stuff like that.
Like, she was just like, I'm like, God gonna have me on this earth for a long time because he gonna be like, she got too many questions. She got too many questions. Ain't nobody asking about no dinosaurs. And I know a lot of stuff is like metaphors. Just like, I'm like, when I read that, I read the verse about a dragon. We ain't seen no dragon. Then I'm like, but it's the dragons with the dinosaurs is in a metaphor, but don't they got like a museum? So let's wrap it up. Because that's how my brain go.
A lot of people probably wonder that. They just don't want to be saying it out loud. We say a lot of stuff on this show that we never said out loud.
Yeah.
We say a lot, and then when we go back and look at it, we be like, "Oh, I said that." But listen, the things that we say probably need to be said. Like I said, from my life until this point, I believe is because of my angel, my mother, that her spirit be with me. So it'd be a lot of stuff that I'd be saying that I'm like, I can't believe I said that. I never would have said that before. Never. But I'm only saying things to help and heal other people.
I want to say this. I've always felt like I've never had, and I don't know if I've said this before, but if I'm saying it again, oh well. I always be like, I've never had a relationship to look up to. But the more and more I sit here with you, your mother showed me that over the years, especially like I said, the times where I would go over there and sit and talk to her. Because I told you the one thing that she told me, I'm like, I'm never going to forget that. And that was just like, yo, mama told me that. It's a husband thing.
Let me tell you, my mother...
I never had those conversations with my mom. Like, I was like, my mom caught me in the shower. That's how she knew I was pregnant. We never had conversations.
Is that how she found out?
Yeah.
She busted me on that.
I was in
you was showing?
I was in her room taking a shower. Yeah, I was showing. I was in her room taking a shower. She busted.
I never knew that's how she found out. I thought you told her. So what was you going to do? Go in labor and keep growing?
Probably.
How many months were you? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I'm sure it's far along.
Let me tell you this. My mother, she was judgmental in a lot of areas, but when it came to certain things like that, she was not judgmental. Because you know how she was when you was pregnant with Jordan, her and my dad, and you were sitting there then watching TV, and they would just...
And I never felt like
And
a
he was
sinner.
and he was the pastor.
Yeah.
And they never. It was a young lady at the church that it wasn't even her that got pregnant. It was her son that got somebody pregnant. He was like 16, and she felt so bad, and she had a position in the church, and she told my mom, "I need to talk to you." You know, and my mother like, okay, so they go to the office or bathroom. I can't remember where they went, and she started beginning to tell my mother about her son got this girl pregnant, and she know how it looks and everything and like that. My mother standing there listening to her, and after she was like, I don't know if it's y'all want me to step down from what I'm doing, and my mother was like, "Girl, half these people that got pregnant before in this church have been pregnant before they got married. Go downstairs, you fat."
She was like, "You wasting my time."
She was like, "Girl, you
yes, okay."
When she told me that, I cracked up. I was like, "That's so funny." Like, I'm so glad that in that area she was not like judgmental with young ladies, because it was true.
People forget the things that
they
they
did.
did. It's just like, do they forget? Like,
yeah, they forgot. They forget. So I'm glad. I'm glad. And Sunday is be 3 years, 1,095 days I would have lived without my mother on Sunday. And on Sunday, I'm going to spend the day with my daughter, like my mother used to spend with me. And I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something. And I'm going to enjoy the day, and I'm going to remember her. And that's cool. That's gonna be that. And if somebody call me, I might cuss them out, because I don't want nobody call. Don't call me tonight. I'm praying for you. I know today hard for you. No, it's not.
Okay, so when everyone sees this, it's going to be after the fact. But I do want to say that, because I had the same conversation too with my mother's birthday. When you hit us, I know today is hard for you. You're already insinuating, you're bringing on that, you're bringing that energy
yeah,
into us, where
yeah.
we're sitting there acknowledging the day for what it is, but we're not in our sadness.
Yeah.
We're celebrating.
Don't bring that bad energy. And I'm learning.
Then it makes me, because sometimes, I'm like, I don't know if when I wasn't feeling good, when I was feeling good and someone, "Oh, I'm happy to see you," then I felt guilt. Like, oh, should I not be feeling good? Like you said, instead of you thinking you saying something good, but now you didn't trigger me, because I'm like, should I not be happy? So it's words
it's a gentleman that lost his wife, I know, and she was really good person, good friend of mine too. And she passed away last year. And every time I see him, he looks very sad. And so one day I saw him, and he was just looking sad. Our kids are friends, and I said, "Cheer up! You honored your vow. It's okay." And he was like, "You know what? You right." I said, "You ain't gotta look sad because people expect you to look sad. You can live your life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to look sad because that's what is expected. Oh my God, did you see him? He looks so sad." You don't have to look like that. Even if you feel sad, live your life. So people, we gotta stop triggering people. And I'm sure we've over an hour, right?
58 minutes.
Yeah. So we be saying a lot.
Yeah, she do.
I have been talking a lot these last two, and
You gonna keep talking. That's what we here for.
Yeah.
If you got things to say them, friend. I ain't gonna be like, "Girl, I didn't get to talk." No. Talk on.
Look, I look back like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I did so much talking."
I be like, what? I did the same thing to you that time. It's just like, sometimes I think, and I said this too, I think we apologize or say thank you and stuff out of mannerisms, but it's just like, I really don't like, I don't be caring like you was taking over. Like, if you got something to say it, because God is putting it on you and it needs to be heard. And if I have a little 2 cents, I'll throw it in there. And sometimes maybe I don't have no 2 cents, because I've been taking in a lot. Because you looking all good, and I'm talking about I'm in my divine feminine. Well, I am kind of yin yang. I got the black and white on, but I'm just saying, like, I need to come out with. Listen, look at them shoes. No. Look, as we fight over each other, I need to come out with some color, because I'm ready for spring. Where y'all at? That's ready for spring. That's in Michigan. We're ready for spring.
Spring ain't even here yet. It's so cold, but hey, I'm trying to. I told you, I'm going to treat myself how we supposed to treat ourselves. For real. So I felt colorful today. Color flow.
Color flow.
Color flow. So, hey, listen, we want y'all to like, subscribe, give comments. I know a lot of y'all been texting us privately. We love that. But we want y'all to comment under the video.
Share. You know I like to share. I'm a sharing girl.
Share.
Y'all trying to get me not be a girl's girl. I'm working on a new poem.
You've been sharing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm getting better with sharing too. Because this is another topic for another day, but I wasn't a sharer, and my sister and I were talking about something with her show. Her show was last week. It was amazing. And somebody didn't share her post, and she was like thinking that it was, and then they shared it, and I was like, see how God worked.
But sometimes it's not malicious intent. Yeah. Sometimes people don't see it, and sometimes people be on there and they just don't share and like, even though they see it.
And that's me. I'm not a sharer, but I'm intentionally now trying to share because now I have something I want people to share, and I realize it in myself, like, oh, I'm not a sharer, so let me share things that I think should be shared. So maybe then it'll start happening for me. Y'all gotta get that lesson.
Yeah. Coming soon.
Coming soon. So
gotta get more.
Listen, examples. Like, subscribe. Y'all can send us text messages, but we want y'all to make comments under the video.
Don't send me no text. Put it on a comment. I don't need no text. I'm just saying.
We'll see y'all next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm just saying.